I'm Jennifer Bayless. Today I'm joined by Dr. Kim Williams and District 42 Representative Joshua Watkins. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, they're here to talk about the African American Male Wellness Walk, an amazing event every year. Tell us about this event.
So it's a fantastic event that happens in the fall. It is centered around bringing particularly black men into a space where community, we can talk about issues that are impacting our communities. And I'm very grateful as the representative for the 42nd District, where this event is being held, to be the honorary chair this year and get out on the track, hopefully shed some pounds myself, and then learn, of course, and spread the news to other black men why health is so important.
Yeah, who is this event? I mean, obviously it's for black men, but other people can join in.
Absolutely. I mean, health and wellness is a universal topic, and I'm pretty sure the good doctor will speak to why that is, but it hits close to home for me when we talk about cardiovascular health. I mean, cardiovascular health runs in my family. My father has had 2 heart surgeries, and so when it hits close to home, you think about it, and then maybe your children, your siblings, your cousins, your different family members, your friends. So you don't have to be black to do it, but particularly for black men, it's important to have spaces where we can come and talk about health.
Well, let's talk about that, doctor. Why is this this event so important for black men?
So first of all, thank you, Jennifer, for having us here so that we can talk about this. The background is real simple. Heart disease has been a leading killer of Americans since 1918, and in the African American community, we are burdened with about a 30% higher death rate from heart disease than other races. And what are we going to do about it? Well, one of the things that we can do is screen for all the risk factors, and that's what we do. I'm at Chair of Medicine at University of Louisville, and we run a program mostly on the West End, but throughout Louisville, called the HEART program. HEART stands for Helping Everyone Address Risk Today. Okay, where we do a finger stick blood pressure, a finger stick for cholesterol and blood sugar, as well as the blood pressure. We put all that into a little formula from the American Heart Association, and we can tell you what your 10-year risk of heart attack, stroke, and death. One of the best things that the African American male wellness thing has ever done is actually open it up to women.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only do the women bring more men, but more importantly, leading cause of death of women isn't cancer. It actually is heart disease. And so we have to be very sensitive to that, and we have to screen as many people, find those risk factors, and then address them.
Ladies, let's get our favorite folks out there and take part in this. What are some things that you guys are looking forward to during this event?
I am looking forward to the family fun and seeing several members of other groups and community that I have the pleasure of being a member of. So I'm the president of a historically black fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, but the historic Divine Nine, the National Panhellenic Council, typically shows up in good faith and good numbers. Churches, other community groups, there is walking, there is dancing, there's good food, there's good fellowship, and it's amazing to see people who otherwise would not have seen a health practitioner that entire year.
That's the important part.
That's a really important part, and I just want to make sure that after we do that risk calculation, we actually sit and counsel people. Everyone needs to know that everyone in the United States, at least, should be on a whole food, plant-based diet and exercising every day. If we did that, our heart disease rates would drop, and we do that counseling right there and then.
And you're going to live longer if you do all of these things. All right, real quick, we're running out of time. How do we get registered for this event?
So you can go to aawellness.com to register. It will be August 23rd, of course, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and I hope to see everybody there. You will definitely see me on the track and on the microphone welcoming everyone.
And WLKY Shaquille Lord's going to be there. Hey, if you're interested in learning more about this event, check out WLKY.com. Later this afternoon, we'll have an article right there for you with all the information that you need to know. Now get out there and get walking. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you.